From June through August, much of the Corn Belt experienced wetter than normal conditions. While Nebraska was merely above average, the USDA said this week Iowa, South Dakota, Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri were among the states to receive much above average precipitation. Meanwhile, Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana were the only states in the nation to record below normal temperatures during that time frame. At Husker Harvest Days Tuesday, we talked with Nebraska Extension Cropping Systems educator Tyler Williams to get an outlook on harvest weather for Nebraska and an update on temperature and soil moisture conditions as we approach fall.
Well, across state, we've seen a lot of different, different variables out there. As far as eastern Nebraska is quite wet, certain portions around Omaha and a little west. You get out in the central part of Nebraska, like here at Grand Island, it's one of the drier parts of the state. Soil moisture's been quite depleted over the last 30 days. And then again, back out in the southwest part of Nebraska is really dried out, especially through the heat the last couple weeks. So we're seeing some up and down across the state, but overall we're declining across the state from where we were 30 days ago.
Have temperatures been about normal, or have they been above or below?
Well, from the growing season perspective, since last May or June, we've actually been below normal up until the last few weeks. June, July, even most of August tracked below normal for most of Nebraska. And the last 2 to 3 weeks have actually been quite a bit above normal. 5 to 10 degrees for certain weeks have been above normal. So through the growing season, we had great growing conditions with those cooler temperatures. Recently, we've had these warm temperatures that we're experiencing this week, and so that's helped to speed up maturity. So it's actually worked out quite well in our favor, especially for corn.
Give me an outlook of harvest conditions, what we could see across the state for both precip and temperatures.
Well, I think from the standpoint of the next couple weeks, we'll see it stay fairly dry and warm. Should speed up the maturity of the crops, speed up when harvest is going to commence and even finish maybe for some people. The next few weeks look to remain that way, and as we get into October and a little bit further, it's a little bit up in the air as to whether some of that moisture from the desert southwest comes up, from the monsoon, comes up into our area. But for right now, things look pretty good as far as getting harvest going. Maturity looks to be on track and speeding up now, so I think we'll have a fairly good harvest.
Give me a refresher of the El Nino conditions that we're currently in.
Yeah, El Nino's been on the news a lot lately, and it's kind of setting up to be one of the record El Ninos. Although we have a short database on the number of El Ninos out there, it's quite impressive for this time of year. So that'll have maybe a slight impact for Nebraska. It's really centered on the northern part of the U.S. They expect a little bit drier air, warmer than normal through the winter. So that could impact Nebraska, but we could easily see some of that moisture from the south move up into Nebraska and maybe increase some of our snowfall, some of our precipitation as we head into the winter.
Now, what indication is there that this El Nino will extend into 2016, and how far into 2016 if it does?
Well, right now the projections are for it to at least extend into and through the winter of 2016. There's a pretty high likelihood that it'll extend into the spring of 2016. I think the CPC has a 95% chance that it'll extend through February of 2016. It takes a little bit to get out of an El Nino, so I think it'll extend into at least part of the spring of next year, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Is there any indication that La Nina, or is there any correlation to La Nina following an El Nino year?
Well, it's pretty hard for it to flip-flop to a La Nina, to get ocean temperatures to change that fast. Water doesn't warm or cool very fast, so to flip right away to a La Nina, the chances are quite low. Maybe get back into neutral conditions, and then it could follow into a La Nina then. But to get back-to-back would be quite unusual.